Hi, I'm Matt Kilmer with Icon Real Estate, and welcome to On the Move with Matt. In this show, I'm going to take you around Winchester and the surrounding areas, introduce you to local businesses, and show you what they're all about. Stay tuned, and let's check it out. What's going on, guys? Welcome to On the Move with Matt, episode 11. Today I'm here with Heather McKay, the owner of Marker Miller Orchard. So Heather, thanks for having us today.
Glad to have you.
And if you could just tell us a little bit about Marker Miller and what you guys do.
Sure. We are a century farm, meaning the farm's been in my family for over 100 years. And we grow apples, peaches, pears, plums, pumpkins, a lot of different berries and garden vegetables. And we offer pick your own fruits and vegetables so families can come in and get what crops they want and then actually learn how their food is grown.
Awesome. So can we go in the market and check it out?
Sure, let's go. All right, let's head into the market.
All right.
So we have a wide selection of apples that are grown here on the farm. And then we have, of course, our bakery. So we've got the pies, cakes, donuts, apple cider donuts, and cinnamon buns back here. But each variety of apples, we have a little sign that tells you kind of what they taste like and what they're good to be used for, like baking or just eating. So we try to, I think today we have about 12 different varieties.
Okay.
And so it describes all the apples.
Yeah.
Know what their favorite one would be?
So I saw a sign out front. Do you guys do the same apples all year round, or is it different seasons?
Different seasons. So pretty much for us, it's beginning of July to the beginning of November is apple season. So you start out with ones for applesauce and go all the way through to baking and eating ones.
Okay. Well, let's go check out what else you guys have here.
Okay.
All right, so can you take us to this section and kind of give us a tour of what you guys sell?
Sure. So we have, first of all, right now is the season for fresh apple cider. So we have Rinker's apple cider, which is delicious. We have it in small ones and gallon jugs.
Do you guys make any like the apple cider, apple butter here, or?
We do not. We use local canneries, and then like Rinker Cider in Steven City does the cider for us. But it's our apples and his apples together.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. And then some fruit wines. We have Peaks of Otter fruit wines. It's actually apple juice based instead of grape juice based.
So same thing with the wines. You guys don't make them here. You just sell
the apples.
Okay, cool.
And then over here, lots of jams and jellies, a wide selection of apple butter. And of course, over here is our apple cider donuts.
All right, so I heard that everybody comes here for your apple cider donuts. That's what you're famous for, right?
It is. And it's one of those things I never would have thought. When Dad bought the donut machine back in 2001, and we made our first donuts, they were small little hockey pucks because we didn't know how to do the adjustments. Never would have thought that they would take off like they have now.
So do you guys make them every day, or is it like one day a week?
No, every single morning we make donuts.
Oh, wow. All right, can you show us where you guys make them at?
Right in here.
All right, so this is where all the magic happens.
It is. We have 3 wonderful ladies in here making donuts for us, and they go through the donut machine, and then once they cool off a little bit, we roll them in cinnamon and sugar, and then put them on the trays to get them packaged to head out.
All right, so I see you guys have the playground area over here. Do you guys do like field trips and stuff where they can come pick the apples?
We do. So every morning in the fall, usually middle of September to middle of November, we have field trips. And they come out and have story time about how an apple grows. And we talk about Johnny Appleseed.
Oh, yeah.
And then they go to the orchard and pick apples. And we go to the pumpkin patch to get a little field trip pumpkin and a wagon ride around the farm. And then they get an apple cider donut at the end.
Okay, so yeah, fun day for the kids.
Exactly.
And, so can we go check out the orchards and see what type of apples you have?
Sure.
All right, so I see all the different labels here. So how many apples do you guys grow at a time?
We actually have 24 varieties here on the farm.
Oh, wow.
And they start beginning of July with Lodi and end with Pink Lady in November. And so we have a range of sweet, tart, and then a combination of sweet tart. Like Honeycrisp or Nittany would be that combination of sweet and tart.
Okay, and do you have to like spray and treat all the apples?
We do. We want our trees to be healthy, so we start early when they're blooming to try to protect them. Because if you have a healthy tree, then you're going to have healthy apples.
All right, so can you show us the proper way to pick an apple off the tree? Or do you just rip it off?
As some kids said, why can't we just shake the tree? So what you want to do, because actually the bud for the next year's growth is already on the tree as well, so you want to be gentle. So what you want to do is actually twist the apple and then pull it towards you.
Okay.
And that way you get the apple right off the stem without damaging the next bud, because actually the bud for the next apple is right there. So next year's crop is right there behind the apple.
I'm sure that's important too for like display when you're selling them. You don't want them all banged up.
Right, exactly. So we want to keep our trees healthy even in the spring, like I mentioned, but now during harvest too. We want to protect them for next year's crop. So.
And then I noticed there's a lot of them on the ground. Are those rotted or they going to waste?
They're starting to rot. You can see what happens is sometimes when you pull one apple, if it's right beside the other one, if you pull hard, the other one will fall too.
Right.
And this is pick your own, so we have a lot of kids in here picking as well.
Yeah.
So they're learning. What we do with these after pick your own is done is we actually have people come in and get them for wildlife and livestock. And then whatever's left on the ground actually fertilizes the ground for next year.
Okay.
In our non-pick your own orchard, where our pickers pick, we actually have the gleaners come in for Society of St. Andrews, and they come in and get the apples for the food banks.
Okay.
So there's no waste in the apple orchards around on the back part of the farm. It's just the pick your own. We have a little bit more apples on the ground, but then we pick those up for wildlife and livestock.
Okay. So for the pick your own, do you come in and just buy a bag, like a different size bag, and then fill it up?
You do. We have 3 different size bags, small, medium, and large. You purchase your bag, and then we give you a map, and you go out on the adventure to find your apples.
Cool. All right, so now we picked our apples. I see a bunch of crates over here. What is this building? Is this where you store them?
It's actually our packing house. So when the apples come in the big bulk bins, like the ones behind you, we have to grade them because everything that's on the tree isn't perfect. You might have some blemishes or just some bad spots.
Right.
So they go through our packing house and then they get washed, and then we put them in bushel boxes to either sell in our farm market or to sell to other farm markets in the area.
Okay, so can we go inside and check this building out?
I think they're running right now.
All right, let's do it. All right, can you explain to us a little bit about how this process works?
Sure. So they come in the big wooden bins right here from the orchard, and then that is dumped onto the little conveyor belt. The small ones drop out into the bin. They go through a little area where there's water and brushes to kind of clean them up a little bit, and then we'll walk over here to the rollers so you can see. Then they're actually put on the rollers to kind of dry a little bit.
Okay.
And then different sizes drop through the next little section here. So a smaller apple will come out here, and then the premium apples will come out at the end.
Okay.
And if they find any bad ones, or anything in spots, then we just put it on top of the conveyor belt here.
Yep.
And it comes down into these bins, and these bins will go for apple juice or applesauce.
Okay.
So everything gets used. It's just a matter of different grades or levels of quality.
So you guys just pick a certain amount to sell on the market, and then the rest goes to...
We do. We sell a lot of it as fresh fruit in the market, but then we sell to farm markets in Northern Virginia and in our surrounding area.
Okay.
But then we send a lot to Nous Foods up in Pennsylvania.
Right, yeah.
And they make Musselman Applesauce.
I've never seen this before. It's pretty cool. A lot goes into it.
It does. Sometimes if it's a rainy day and they're doing this on the field trip, we'll try to have the kids come in here so they can see it.
Do people go out there and pick them by hand? Is that the only way to do it?
Yes. Yeah. So we have pickers. We have actually a crew of 14 from Jamaica. So we fly them in from Jamaica, and they come in and pick for 8 weeks.
Wow.
And it's pretty much 8-9-hour days of just straight picking.
All right, so let's head down to the pumpkin patch. How many acres is it total?
It's about 200 acres of apple trees and about 150 in pasture land and crops.
Okay. And then this building right here, is this where you pay for the pumpkins?
It is. That's our little pumpkin building. So pumpkins are 59 cents a pound, and people can go out into the patch and pick. We have some off the vine and some still on the vine, so they have a choice which way they want to get them.
So is there a certain way you want to pick the perfect pumpkin, or you just grab what you like?
I think it's kind of like a Christmas tree. You see it, you know it.
You just know it's the one.
Definitely you want to look, because it is a perishable item. So you want to make sure it's got a pretty hefty stem on it, but then you also want to make sure there's no blemishes or anything that's going to make it rot faster.
Right.
So you want to make sure it's solid and kind of blemish free, so that way it's going to last as long as you need to.
Okay, well if you don't mind, maybe I'll grab one and take it home.
Sounds good, go right ahead.
All right, so I'm gonna try to find the perfect pumpkin.
Looks like a good stem on that one.
Yeah, I don't know, which one do you think I should get?
That one back there looks really good. Straight back.
Oh yeah, I do like that. All right, I'm gonna take this one home. All right, so are you guys open year round, or is it just seasonal stuff?
So the farm market's open June 1st to December 23rd. And that's pretty much, we wait to open in June because we want some of our own crops to be harvested. So we usually have strawberries in June. And then in December, all the way to the opposite end, we still have usually about 10 varieties of apples in the farm market. And of course, baked goods and gift baskets and things like that. So.
Do you guys have festivals and stuff here, or is it pretty much just the apples and pumpkins?
We do. We kind of celebrate each big crop. Like the Peach Festival is in August. Apple Harvest Festival is October, which is usually Columbus Day for us. And then Pumpkin Festival is the 4th weekend of October. So right before Halloween usually.
Awesome. Well, thanks for having us out today. I appreciate the tour. But before I head out, I definitely want to go inside and get some of those apple cider donuts and, of course, my pumpkin.
That's right. Take it home with you.
All right. So let's go check it out, and then we'll get out of here.
Okay. Sounds great.
All right. I got the perfect one.
Good. You found everything you needed?
Yep.
Wonderful. All right.
All right, well, thanks
Thank
again for having us out
you.
today. I think I'm gonna go home and eat all of these.
Sounds good. Thanks for coming by.
Yeah, thank you.